Welcome to Zoom and Canvas for instructors. This training applies to instructors of record with a Zoom Enterprise license through TWU. If you are a current instructor of record at TWU but do not have a licensed TWU account, please contact the service desk. Zoom is a web conferencing and recording solution that is available in Canvas. Use Zoom to meet with your class online, share an application on your desktop, demonstrate a new concept, hold office hours, watch student presentations, and more. In this session, we will cover Canvas settings, how to enable Zoom and Panopto recordings on your Canvas course navigation menu, creating a Zoom one-time meeting, creating a Zoom recurring meeting, and creating a personal meeting room for office hours with waiting room enabled. First, we need to enable Zoom and Panopto recordings on the course navigation menu. To do this, open your Canvas course and click on Settings. At the top, click on the Navigation tab and look for Zoom. It should be under Disabled. Also look for Panopto recordings. When you find them, you want to click on Enable, and it will move them up to the top of the page. Once you've completed these steps, click Save. Now, if you go to your course home, you will see Zoom and Panopto recordings enabled on your course navigation menu. Now click on Zoom. The first time you do this, Zoom will bring up this menu for you to authorize Zoom in Canvas. You will only have to click on Zoom authorizing Canvas one time for all of Canvas, but you will have to add Zoom and Panopto to the course menu for every course that you teach. Now that we have Zoom enabled, you'll see this screen come up in Zoom. Let's create a Zoom meeting to engage students in your Canvas course. The most common scenario is to enable a Zoom meeting to synchronously meet with the students in your Canvas course. First, click on the Schedule a New Meeting button. In the Topic field, enter the name of your Zoom meeting. The example here shows Week 4 lecture. In the When fields, you will need to enter a date and time. The example here will be on 9/20 at 2 o'clock. Select the duration for the length of your class period. This is only for scheduling purposes. Your meeting will not end after the duration time is completed. Next, select the Central Time Zone. For registration, click Required. The Registration Required button allows you to get a report of everyone that attends your Canvas Zoom meeting. Under Security, check Passcode, and then unselect the waiting room. This will allow students to actually meet in the session before you arrive and talk to each other, just like they would in a face-to-face class session. Check Only authenticated users can join. This is critical for them to log into Canvas to validate that they're actually the student in your course. Verify that the small print under the drop-down menu says twu.edu, mail.twu.edu. If not, click Edit. For audio, click Both. That way, students who are having trouble with their computer audio would be able to call into the session. Under Meeting Options, click Enable Join Before Host. This allows students to interact before you join the session. Do not click on Record the meeting automatically unless you plan to edit the video later. Finally, click Save. From here, you can add this event to your calendar, copy the meeting invitation, and add poll questions to your upcoming meeting. To create a recurring meeting, click Schedule a New Meeting. In the Topic field, enter the name of the class session. The example here shows weekly lectures. Set the date and time that you want it to start. Click Recurring Meetings and choose how often the meeting should occur. Notice you can click multiple days. So if you meet with your class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, for example, you could do that. Make sure to choose an end date. If you select the option that's called No Fixed Time, you can reuse the session throughout the semester without having to pick specific days and times. It would just be like an ongoing Zoom meeting for your course for the semester that you can join at any time. This option will not add a meeting reminder to the student's calendar. Under Registration, click Required and select Attendees need to register for each occurrence to attend. Under Security, click Passcode and check Only Authorized Users. Make sure that this is TWU users and includes twu.edu and mail.twu.edu. Under Audio, select Both. Meeting options include Enable Join Before Host, and you can add any alternative host, which are instructors of record at TWU, and then click Save. From here, you can add this event to your calendar, copy the meeting invitation, and add poll questions to your upcoming meeting. Click the Personal Meeting Room tab to schedule office hours. The passcode is always the same, so if you would like to set the passcode to a number that you'll remember, like your TWU phone number, you can change your passcode to that. Enable the waiting room so that you can add the student to the office hour once you have started the session. Then enable only authenticated users can join. Disable, enable join before host, and save these settings. Using the Rich Content Editor, you can create an external link to a Zoom meeting. Several features in Canvas support the new Rich Content Editor, including announcements, assignments, discussions, pages, quizzes, and the syllabus. If you need help, review How Do I Create Hyperlinks to External URLs in the new Content Editor as an instructor. When you click Copy Meeting Invitation and Copy Meeting Invitation, then, for example, let's go to Announcements, create a new announcement, and paste. Click Save. And now our personal meeting room invitation is available in the announcements. Remember, this is our office hours link, not a course link. Here are a few helpful facts about the Zoom settings we've discussed so far. The Southern Association of Colleges and Schools requires that we be able to confirm that the student enrolled in an online course is the student that is participating in the Zoom session. We meet the SACS assessment standard by requiring students to authenticate into the web conference with a unique username and password using pass-through authentication in Canvas. The student's authentication is passed through Canvas to Zoom. Registration collects details about the attendees, like their email address, for reports, which you can use for attendance. Authenticated users allows only registered students listed on the People page of your course to join the Zoom meeting. If you have a guest speaker or want to share the link to the Zoom meeting with another Canvas course, modify the settings to add a waiting room, but uncheck only authenticated users can join. When guests are present, the host must authenticate users manually to validate the participants allowed to join the Zoom meeting. At the start of the Zoom meeting, the host or co-host should only admit students from the waiting room into the Zoom meeting that have registered with their TWU Gmail account. You can join multiple meetings at once, but you cannot host multiple meetings at once. We have several knowledge-based articles and YouTube videos created to help you navigate using Zoom in your courses. The KB articles are listed here. We also have several YouTube videos on our TLT channel created to help you with specific aspects of using Zoom. If you want to use breakout rooms or polls, I highly recommend watching and pausing those videos as you work through the steps. Thank you so much for joining us today. Remember to contact your instructional design and partner for any questions or assistance with Canvas or Zoom.